So folks, the next guy is someone I've known for a decade or more. And he's with Quest IRA. His name's Nathan Long. He doesn't have any slides, but he's here to talk to you about private lending and how you can work with private investors and potentially turn someone that may not even know they can be a private investor. So he's going to talk to you about private lending, how you can turn people that may not even know they can be a private lender into a private lender and increase your profits by not paying those hard money scumbags in the next room. I'm just kidding. I love them all. I borrow from them all the time. But give my friend Nathan Long a round of applause.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it. We have known each other 10 years, haven't we? Scary. How you guys doing? A lot of you know me, Nathan Long. I'm the CEO of Quest IRA. Some of you don't. I get to pontificate a lot on all types of real estate topics, and usually I have slides, and I make it real formal, and we do all types of stuff. But I think I wanted to just address the real question that I get asked most of the time. You asked it to me earlier, just a few minutes ago, didn't you? Nathan, how do I get a hold of your clients' money? I heard there's bucket loads of it. So I'm going to teach you guys how to fund your transactions. Does anyone need to fund a transaction in this room? Let me tell you something about being a real estate investor or about being wealthy in any way, shape, or form. It's about two things. It's about finding deals and finding money. And you can be good at either one, but not too many people are good at finding money. Matter of fact, most of you are kind of nincompoops about it. I got to tell you the truth. And so I'm going to help you. And I am definitely qualified to teach you about finding private money. And let me explain to you why. First of all, my name's Nathan Long. I'm the CEO of a company called Quest IRA. We're a self-directed IRA custodian. That means that we take private funds, like retirement accounts, 401ks, IRAs, 403bs, 457. We take retirement accounts and will allow people to hold private assets instead of publicly traded ones. In other words, not stocks, bonds, or mutual funds. You could take your IRA and buy real estate with it. And you can take your IRA and you can loan money on real estate with it. And you can buy into private placements like, LLCs that form apartment complexes and all of those types of things. You don't have to use your retirement accounts to do publicly traded things. Well, this means a lot to you if you're a real estate investor. You just need to start using your own retirement accounts to buy and sell real estate so you can do it tax-free. Do you know if you do it in a Roth IRA and have had a Roth IRA for 5 tax years and above the age of 59 and a half, every deal you do, you can have that money completely tax-free, yet most of you are still paying taxes on it? Or you could pay for your children's college education tax-free using a covered education account, or you could pay for your health care tax-free using a health savings account. Most of your life's expenses and things can be handled in these ways if you understand it. So Quest IRA spends a lot of my time. I try to educate you about how to use IRAs to build your wealth. Right? Because wealth building means building for the future and building for your retirement and all those things. But tonight, we're going to talk about what you really want. Show me the money. All right? So because I see thousands of deals, 48%, the largest investment class in our company, are notes backed by real estate. We probably process 25 deals a day now on those. My clients that loan money to real estate. When I left my office today, there was $179 million sitting in cash. Do I have any Quest clients in the room? Any of you guys my clients? Hey, that cash that you leave sitting with me, how much do I pay you on it? Nothing. Zero. Zippity-doo-dah. It's just sitting there. Why would anybody leave money sit at their self-directed custodian? It doesn't really make sense. Okay? It's a transactional funding place. You move it in, you buy whatever your assets, you don't let your cash sit around, because unlike Charles Schwab or something, I don't have all those avenues to invest it. I can't, oh, here's stocks, bonds, CD. It just sits around like a rock. It's a nice safe rock, it's FDIC insured and stuff, but it's a rock. So why would somebody just let money sit with me? There's always going to be some transactional amount. You know, there's money moving in and out and things like that. But why would someone let money sit with me? Do you guys get it?
No opportunity.
They're out there looking for opportunity. They've already decided that much better choice than the stock market is to go ahead and loan money secured by real estate, and they're looking for you guys. That's why it's sitting there. And it grows every day. A large portion of my clients are right here in Dallas. We are based out of Houston, but we have an office here in Dallas, right here in Addison, matter of fact. So there's lots of money sitting there. Lots of money. And only 2% of the entire world's, or entire America's money is self-directed. Most of it is in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. All right? So there's lots of money out there. But who's out there saying they can't find money to find a deal? Anyone? Yeah. This is a great time if you're looking for money. It's one of the easiest times I've ever seen in the history of looking out there for private money. Who's done private money? Anyone in the room? A couple of you? Good. Who's not done it? Who's using hard money? All right. Where do you get your money to buy real estate deals if you're a good real estate investor? You guys are all... The answer is anywhere you can. There is no wrong answer. There is no wrong answer. So let's start with what I can't do. Because at Quest, what we like to do is identify problems, and then we talk to you about the solutions to those problems. Well, as a self-directed IRA company, I cannot put together deals for you. You see, if you're a licensed securities agent and you sell stocks, bonds, and mutual fund, you have a license to sell those types of investments, and you get paid a commission. When you're self-directed custodian, I don't have a license to sell you investments. Matter of fact, I must always maintain myself as a neutral third party. I cannot take you, if you needed some money, and I have a client over here who had some money, I can't put you guys together. Are you following that? That would be a breaking the rules, the banking rules. Imagine standing in line at the bank, and you get to the teller, and you go, hey man, which one of these guys in the room has lots of money? I want to sell them some stuff, you know? You understand how improper that would be, you know, but which is the same rules that govern me. I'm basically a bank. Does that make sense? Okay, and those are my clients. They have to choose. But I have a problem. I like to make money, just like you guys. And how my company makes money is transactional fees when people do something with their IRA. Right? They're not very high. Average person pays a few $100s per year, you know, in fees with Quest. So we have a problem. I've got rooms full of you guys that want money, and I've got rooms full of other people that want to loan you money. How do I get you all together? All right, so you can make money, so they can make money, and we can make money. You see? We all got problems. Well, if you're a real estate investor, you know that problems, you know, deserve solutions. I will tell you right now, it is a skill set to get private money. And some of you will never be able to develop the skill set. I'm just going to put it out there. You'll never be able to develop it. But that's okay. Just recognize that in yourself and partner up with someone that you can. Just learn to deal with haves and wants. But let's get on with it. So how we try to get people to come together is we have these events where we invite our clients, and we invite you guys. We pontificate about some education process, and then you guys meet each other. and you talk to each other, and you put together and get a deal. Sound good? The events are free. We don't charge you for them. I have 2 of them coming up that, Crystal, you wanted me to mention. One of them is an MCE in a couple of days. So if you're a realtor, it's a 3-hour course, lots of education in that one. It's in the middle of the day. It's on Wednesday. It's free MCE. If you want information about that, hold your hand up. She'll give you a flyer. There's a mixer coming up. Who's that? Every month we have a mixer where we invite people. It's over near our office. That's May 18th. Again, if you want a flyer on that, raise your hand and come and get one. That's where you'll meet them. The problem, truthfully, for most of you, are not meeting my clients. It's what you do when you meet them that you mess it all up. All right? And I'm going to have to try to relate this to you. I'm also very qualified to talk to you about what it takes to raise private money because I'm a lender. Me personally, Nathan Long, not Quest. I can't lend my clients money, but I can lend my money. And I've been doing this for years, almost 20 years. As a matter of fact, this is what led me to be the CEO of Quest IRA. And if anyone has a deal and wants a loan on it, you can send information to me personally, Nathan at Quest IRA. I'll look at it and let you know. I don't only represent my money, I have like 401k money of my employees that we self-direct. I have, my mom has some money, my cousins have money, and other people have money. So I've been doing this a long time, and I know what it feels like to be a lender. Now, is anyone in here scared to walk up? How much is the average investment house here in Dallas right now? Blue collar house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, about. Help me here. Anyone? 250, what, how much? I can't hear you. 150, 300, I don't know, a couple $100,000, let's say that, right? I mean, have you walked up to someone and go, hey, how you doing? What's going on, man? Can I have a couple $100,000? Who's tried it? Who's failed at it? Is it scary to you? Is it scary? It is, isn't it? Well, the first problem that you have of being a borrower is you've got something wrong in your head. You think that you're a beggar. You think that you're going to somebody and begging them for money, and that's not what's happening. You're providing a solution. How is it that most people are taught to get wealthy? What do we do? What's the first step? Someone who's Asian, give me this. What's the first step? They said it over here. School, right? Right? Your mom beat you up to go to school, right? Go to school. AKA, start out with some debt. That's the first step of building wealth. What's the next thing you do? Mom, what'd you tell her? Go to work, right? You can't just get education, you got to go to work. And we're in Texas. How do you work? You work hard. And then what is it? It's 10%, you save 10%, and it's white sand beaches when you retire. Anybody hear of that? Does anybody know somebody that's done something right all their life, they got an education, they worked hard, they put 10% away, and they're 60 and still working? We all know that person, don't we? Why? What happened? It didn't work. The things we were taught didn't work. Why? Because you worked hard all your life. You might have had a 401k. You put a little bit of money in it each week. Your employer put a little bit of money in. You got this big old bucket of money over a period of time. And you walked into your financial planner and set that thing down and said, ooh, look at that bucket of money. And then what did he say to you? No, he said something. He looked at you and he said, we got a problem. You're old. You're old, and it took you a long time to develop this bucket of money. And we have to keep it safe. Anyone hear that? And to keep it safe, we want to protect the principal. What does that really mean? Low return. Low return. And based off of what the financial planner's knowledge is, that's good advice, based off what he knows. So your choices for most Americans are either low return or high risk at stock gains that, they've been doing it for a while and they lost a large portion of the money at one point in their life because of these fluctuations or something like that. Thanks. Now, I like loaning money. Who in here said they wanted to borrow some money? All right, you young lady, I got my bucket of money. Here it is. Here you go. Boom. What are you going to do with it? Invest in what? And real estate. What do you mean? You're going to buy a house? Is it going to be a pretty house? Or is it going to be a pretty ugly house? It's going to be a house with that yard all grown up and the gutters all falling down and the neighbors going, tis, tis, tis. Somebody should do something about this one. Is that the house you're going to buy? And then you're going to fix her up, right? Who's going to fix it up? Local people, right? You can go down to hire local contractors, local wood, local things. I'm getting to a point. And when you get it all done, you're going to throw up a little white picket fence, move in Biff and Miffy, the little dog Muffy, and you're going to sell that property. Now, while we're doing that, I don't have to actually give you my bucket of money, do I? I mean, we can close at a title company, and we could have title insurance, and you can insure that property, and I can drive by it and see it and touch it and feel it. And if I want to, I could escrow out my money directly to the contractors you hired, so I'm not giving you the money so you can't run away with it. Can I do all that? While I'm doing that, can you pay me an above average interest rate? Are you following what I'm getting at? This is a different choice for most Americans that will solve their problems. And instead, they're investing their money either at high risk with nameless, faceless companies through mutual funds that might invest their money across the entire world or the entire country, and invest in things that you might not be aligned with ethically or politically and have a low return. Or I can invest with you in your community, and you're going to take a blight on my community and make it a better thing. You're going to make it a better place. You're going to create the American dream and pay me an above average interest rate so that I can retire. Aren't you a better investment than what most Americans, 98% of Americans, are doing out there? I don't care if you're the biggest amateur in the room, you're still probably a better investment. Then why aren't they doing it? I'll go back to it. It's you guys. The money's out there. Thank you. The money's out there. How do you get them? Well, the problem with it is, you guys need a little bit of relationship help. I'm going to relate this to something that most people understand. Dating. We've all had to go on a date. It's an awkward thing, right? It's a funny thing. So, raising money is a lot like going on a date. So, let's start our date, and we're here, we're at the bar, I'm a young man, I went and got a nice suit, put my pink shirt on, I shined my shoes, I put the smelly good stuff on, I got into the bar, looked across, then there's a good looking woman. I'm going to head on over there and say exactly what's on my mind. How's that going to work for me? Is that going to work out? You don't think so? No. I mean, right? A drink in my face or something like that. But that's what most of you guys do. I will tell you that I will loan you money, and right after the speech, someone's going to run up to me and go, "Hey, Nathan, how you doing? I got a deal. I need $350,000. That's not how it works. The problem with it is, when people loan you money, they have to feel comfortable first. You've got to remember, they are loaning money based off the property. And there are people out like me that are very analytical, and I'll spend most of my decision based off the property. But most people are loaning money to you. Right? And how does a relationship really work? I walk up to the bar, I see her, she's kind of pretty, I get kind of flustered, I don't really know what I'm going to do, but I got to figure out how to talk to her. So I kind of get up there and feel a little bit funny, I do something, I kind of introduce, I might get lucky and say something that makes her smile, and then I got an in, and then I get a chance to talk to her a little bit, and if maybe that works out, I get a chance to buy her a drink, and then if that works out and we talk and we tell her little things and I get to her to laugh, I might get her number. And then if I can text a few funny things and do some fun stuff. Why do we have to court? Because the other person wants to feel comfortable, right? They want to know that you're not out there courting every other person in the bar, right? They want to know what's going on. They want to know that what their needs are important. And when you're borrowing private money, it's about their needs. You need to find out what their needs are. And you can't go up here and assume that you know. You may know, you probably know, but you have to start by listening to them. I like this type of introduction. Hi, my name is Nathan Long. How are you doing? Things. You know, and I'm in a conversation, I might ask something like, what are you guys doing with your retirement money? Do you know what most people say? What do you think they say? First of all, I'll tell you what, I know exactly what's in your head you think they say. None of your business, that's what you think they say. But that's not what 90% of people say. They go, oh my God, I was in the stock market and it went up and then I lost all this money and then I'm doing this and they just puke on you. They tell you it all. Why?
Frustrated.
They're frustrated. Americans are frustrated. When people frustrate, they share. It's a human trait. Okay, it's a human trait. And I say, wow, do you really know what you're invested in? They go, if it's a woman, I'll get the penguin. I don't know. If it's a man, I get something like this. Well, I'm invested in like large caps. You got to like break them down a little bit more. What does that mean? Well, you know, the caps, it's a little larger. I mean, yeah, they don't know. Don't you agree that most Americans don't really know what they're invested in? They talk about it, but they don't actually know their companies. Once I looked in one of my 401ks and I found out I was invested in Bin Laden Construction. True story. I served my country, and this was exactly 2 months after 9/11. Okay? Why am I talking about this stuff to this person? Because I ask him, I say, you know, sometimes I found out whenever I used to invest the same way that you're investing that I wasn't getting very good returns. And I was shocked that I was invested in things that weren't in line with my ethical or my political intentions. All right? They may go home and look at their own stuff and get shocked themselves. When you do that, you're pushing an emotional button. Remember, emotions move people to do things. Emotions move people to do things, not facts. So I talked about it. You know what I like to do? I'm a real estate investor, and I like to invest in real estate, but I take my IRA and I loan it to other real estate investors. You know why? Because I can't use my IRA and loan it to myself. That's a prohibited transaction. So I loan it to other real estate investors, and I get above average return, and I know the market and stuff like that. Would you like a little bit of information about notes secured by real estate? They say yes. Let's sit down and talk about it sometime. Or maybe we can talk a little bit right now. All right? They're going to say yes. Now you got to be ready for the yes. Right? You're expecting the no. But 9 out of 10 times they're going to say, yeah, that sounds cool. All right? Now you got to be ready for the yes. You better understand how to explain to them what to do a loan. Well, how do you know if you've never borrowed it? All right? You're going to need some tools in your toolbox to understand what to do with these people. All right? Here's one tool. Stand up in the back, both you two. These are two of my powerful weapons, right? Go ahead, stand up, Crystal. Oh no, she is standing up, sorry. This is Crystal Ruiz. Crystal Ruiz manages our Dallas office. She has a specialty. She specializes in notes. She's processed over 20,000 notes in her lifetime. Okay? She is also a certified IRA specialist. Right? You passed your exam? Yes? I'm laughing because she got a higher score than me, and she likes to remind me of it, by the way. So the reason that I tell you she's powerful is at Quest, we're a neutral third party. If you find somebody that wants to loan and maybe want to use their IRA, whether they're a Quest client or not, first person you bring in to talk about the process is Crystal or Chris Seward. Chris Seward is soon to take his exam. He personally worked with me for a long time, knows a lot about real estate investing, and they'll help your clients understand the IRA portion of it. Does that make sense? You need to have people that you're introducing them to that aren't involved in the deal, that don't have a piece of the deal. Does that make sense? So to give it, you don't want to go out there and be like, hey, let me tell you about your traditional IRA and your Roth IRA and how the taxation works and all of that stuff. You guys don't want to go, even if you've learned it from us, you don't want to go down that road. It takes 4 years to create a Crystal Ruiz. You don't know the stuff she knows. You got what I'm saying? So you bring her into your conversation. How much do you charge to do that? What? How am I making money? Nothing. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to be a client. We'll help. If your client gets a hold of doing this, he'll do it for the rest of his life. Right? Here's the next thing you need. You need an attorney. Don't get confused. Don't use an attorney at the title company. That's a nameless, faceless thing. You see, there's a note and a deed of trust here in the state of Texas that's going to get drawn up. This is the greatest state in the world to be a lender in. Why? Because it's very easy, as a lender, to foreclose on you if you don't perform in Texas. As little as 41 days, I can have access to that property with no redemption rights. Now that might scare you, but I'm telling you that's a great thing if you're a borrower, because it's easy to explain something to someone. And if you want to attract someone's money, you need a special type of attorney. You need an attorney that is a borrower's attorney. This is somebody that is representing them, not you. And that's the way it should be done. And you want to introduce them and say, this is not my attorney, this is your attorney. Though I'm paying the cost to draw up that note and deed of trust out of the proceeds of the money that you're loaning to me, that is your attorney. And you want one that can do, here, you want my attorney? I'll give you the one that I use to draft up my documents. And the reason is because she takes a lot of time and explains things to people. And I know that she's going to be there in the event that I have to foreclose. If I die as a borrower, they need to know what to do. Does that make sense? So they go back to the people that drew up the paperwork in the first place. Here, Christina Fojas, F-O-J-A-S. Phone number 832-287-0117. Christina at Fojas, F-O-J-A-S, law.com. Write it down. Call her if you have any questions or whatever, but you introduce her. Use the lawyer you're choosing. Don't have to use my lawyer. Yes? Oh, I forgot it again. Hang on. Yeah, she said it, 832-287-0117, Christina at fojaslaw.com. She's the managing member of that law group. Anyway, she's about this tall, little fine, she's terrible. But those are your tools, and your toolbox are the people that you use to make them feel better. Does that make sense? Right? And that's sometimes some of the things that we're missing, is that we're going too fast. Now, what's going to happen is eventually they're going to loan you some money if you do all these steps. And you're going to go buy a house and you'll start fixing it up, and as soon as you take title to that property, you're going to notice something. There's going to be a car driving by about every 10 minutes. And they're going to call you. Oh my God, there's a guy out there and he's on the roof. Yeah, he's fixing the roof. Like literally they're going to call you. They're going to be a bugaboo. They're going to be nervous. They're going to want to know. But they're going to watch it. They're going to watch you fix up that property and do it. And what you should be doing during this period of time is taking pictures. Lots of them. Pictures with your borrower, pictures with the title company, pictures with your thing. Take pictures and put them in a book. Because if you have a picture book, it's easier to convince the next guy that you've done this. Does that make sense? And when you get done, you're going to sell that property and you're going to hand them back this bundle of cash and this big interest check in their IRA. Or if you've done right, you've been making payments all along as you go along. All right. And you know what they say next?
Let's do it again.
Do it again. And by the way, guys, I got a little bit more money I didn't tell you about the first time. And my mom's got some money, and my brother's got some money, and my other friend's got some money. Like they get so excited about lending money, and you think that you have to go out there and find 50 people to fund your deals. It's finding one person. It's like finding the person to marry. I swear it is. When you find that one person, they will continue to loan to you for the rest of your life. It's very comfortable for them. I have one gentleman who's a friend of mine. I've been loaning money to him. I hadn't really been paying attention. He calls me up. He needs a loan. He likes little houses in Galveston. The average home is not very expensive, like $80,000. It's really easy for me to put the money in. He likes to buy and hold them, but he can cash flow them because they're small enough houses, even at a high interest rate. He tends to just stay in them. Guess what? I was just looking through my paperwork. I realized something. I have 12 loans out to this one individual between myself and my cousin and the 401k and my brother, like all of us together, all the people in my family, loaned him 12 loans for a total of $1.5 million. You know, and it just, I didn't even think about it. It's just, you know, they're good loans, and I kind of keep putting them out there. And that's what happens. Most of the people who do this find very, very quickly that private money is the easiest way to go. Why? Is it the cheapest? Not always, but most of the time, yes. Okay? Because if I'm paying 12% to a private lender versus 12% to a hard money bank, is it the same cost? No, because with a private money lender, I might have some IRA fees. That might be a couple $100. Do I need an appraisal? Only if they require it. If I can get by with just showing them comps, I don't need an appraisal. Do I need an application fee? You know, do I need anything? And what happens if I go over, if I have an extension or if I need something? You see, when I'm dealing with a bank, I'm always dealing with a bank program. They have to have a program and you have to fit. Real estate doesn't always fit in a program when I'm dealing with private money. And how fast is it that a bank can go? Crystal, fastest loan you ever funded at Quest, from the time you got it to the time that it was done? Hour and a half. Anybody got a bank that can do that? You got where I'm going? Where are the best deals? Where do you find deals? At the end of the road. It's the last guy that's got the cash standing sometimes. Right? How do you stop a foreclosure fast? You've got to be able to get money fast. Right? If you got people committed to you, you can get it. I'm going to give a couple of last points and then I got to stop. My last point is this. The information that I just gave you is very dangerous, and somebody is going to screw up their life with it. And I'm going to tell you why. This is what happens. You start out being a real estate investor going, wow, if I could just find some money to get this one house, I could make a ton of money. Anyone ever feel that way? And then all of a sudden you get a private money lender and they loan you the money and you do the deal. And then they go, oh, can you do it again, please? And you go, sure. And you do it again. Pretty soon you have a bunch of them. It's a pressure all of a sudden for you to do what? Go find deals. And you get away from your coaching, and you get away from the things that you learned at your other classes, and you get away from your wholesale, and you get your pencil out, and you figure out how to make a deal work. Right? Because you got the money, you can buy it. You feel rich. I'm telling you, you get in trouble. So when you get to that pressure point, I'm telling you, slow down, go back to your coaches, make sure your formulas are working, because I see a lot of guys get in trouble at that point in their lives. I'll give you one other good little tip. I got a class that we teach. It's taught in Houston. We try to teach it up here, but we just can't rotate up here quite enough. But I teach it 2 or 3 times a month. It's called Private Money Lending. This class teaches people what to do to be safe to lend to you. I teach you things like, don't loan on something that you wouldn't own. They're really basic things. Get title insurance, blah, blah, blah. I give some basic examples. If I ever teach that class here, show up, because people are coming to learn how to lend money to you. That's a great place to get a relationship. If you ever want to drive to Houston, go there when it's playing on a Tuesday morning. I have no idea what's going on, but since the first of the year, the Tuesday morning classes have been packed with millionaires, and I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. I've been doing this for 10 years, and I don't know what's going on there. 3, if you can't make it, hop online. You can get online, you can watch it online, and at the end of the class, they'll give you a networking thing, even if you're not there. You could type it in, and a girl will read what you typed in front of the class. Hey, I've got a house here in Dallas, I'm looking for $250, I'll pay 10% interest, there's whatever it is. You can say that to my clients. So that's the things. But you can also, those classes are pre-recorded. You could take somebody who hasn't loaned money before and set them down and say, listen, I'm not telling you what to do. Watch this. It's going to show you how to protect yourself. Is that helpful? Am I about right on time? Hopefully that helped. Like I said, I didn't have a PowerPoint. I didn't have all my information and those type of things. I just wanted to answer the question that most of you got to go, is that you got to know that it's a relationship. Remember, there's trillions of dollars in retirement funds. Most of America's wealth is held this way. Every time you go to the bank, you're actually borrowing from a retirement fund. There's just a banker in between making a commission. Cut them out. Learn how to go directly to it. The number one thing to learn how to build wealth is the ability to raise money. And if you're really smart, you would get good at raising money and let someone else find the deals. If you're good at raising money, someone else can find the deals for you, I guarantee you. Guarantee you. Learn that skill. Well, where do you get better at it? Go see Crystal. She's seen a billion things. She's right here in Dallas. She's my secret weapon. I'm a really good CEO. I can prove it. I've grown multiple companies to very large size. Do you know why I'm good? Not just because I'm conceited. Do you know why I'm good? I'm terrible at anything. I'm incapable of doing anything at all. I can't drive well. I can't turn on my computer. I don't know how to use my iPhone. I don't know how my TV works. You know, my cable was out for a month and I didn't even know it. True story. Crystal, am I lying? You've been with me for 4 years, girl. At everything. Which makes me really good at hiring really good people. And that is truthfully the only thing that I'm good at. And I spend most of my life looking for highly intelligent people that have been overlooked by other companies for other reasons. And I find them. And I'm really good at it. And I challenge you to see that I'm wrong. Come and see the Quest employees. Sit down and talk to them. I'll bet you not one person in this room couldn't spend 30 minutes with Crystal Ruiz and that she could improve your financial life. Yes, she's young. She's probably younger than you. She's probably smarter than you too. No, I'm just teasing. She's just been exposed to different things than you've been exposed to. So she thinks differently about money and how to make it and how to raise it tax-free. Guys, if you have any questions, stop by our table, see us, come by our office. Thank you very much.